What's up, everybody? It's me, SleakShadow here, and today I'm going to react to Grenader Jake's The Truth About Destiny and Bungie. And first and foremost, I just want to give a shout out to Grenader Jake. He's a pioneer. He's a S tier PvP player. He's a S tier PvE player, and really, he's one of the flag bearers that carry like this content creation for Destiny 2, and he has mass amounts of experience. That doesn't mean I kind of don't know where this video is going with, and I kind of have retorts. I just want to put it out there. I have no ill will towards him, and I respect him. Now, with that out of the way, I do want to let you guys know my next video is finna be a banger. Just subscribe to my page, and if you don't like the video next week, just unsubscribe. I don't really care. I just think this is a really cool video. I'm pretty excited for it. There's a lot of number crunching and things like that, but I'm answering the question that many Destiny 2 players, I would say pretty much every one of them, has had ever since D1 has came out. And some people who don't play Destiny 2, they probably have this kind of question that I'm answering in this next video. So, just subscribe, maybe check out the video, even if we're like, you just see the title and like, that's lame, and then unsubscribe. But trust me, this is something you're going to want to see, and I'm pretty excited for it. Anyways, let's get into the video. Okay, we're getting into it. A little prereq. If you want me to take this down, Grenader Jake, just let me know. Holler at me. I'll do it. I don't mind. It's fine. It's not like I make money off this thing. Let's roll.
What up, ladies and gentlemen? I would like to just take some time today to maybe bring the community a little bit more together. And what I mean by that is there are a lot of opinions right now about Destiny, about Bungie, and I feel like this is maybe the least united I've ever felt the Destiny community be. I've been a part of the Destiny community since day one of Destiny launch, September 9th, 2014. I've been through every single phase of the game, all the goods, all the bads, and I'm not sure I've been this disconnected with the entire community. So let's talk for a bit about a whole lot of different things, and just maybe at the end of this all, we'll feel a little bit more united, and maybe I'm crazy. Let's see. So the first thing I want to say, which is going to turn a lot of heads.
All right. First of all, so like I said, much respect to him. He's one of those guys who are like, I'm D1 beta. But yeah, much respect, and let's get that out of the way. And I think about the community is just that a Destiny community, man, we're a little volatile. We have a good product, but we're a little insulated, and it's been out a while, so whenever we kind of don't get things our way, we kind of like to complain. That's just a thing we do. But it's probably only gonna get worse until the final shape hype comes up and people start getting amped up again. Because really, the only people really commenting and talking on Destiny 2 right now are people who still play. And if you're still playing, it's probably pretty repetitive to you, and you're just frustrated with that, which I totally understand. But I don't think it's a foregone conclusion that the community is going to stay that way. I think a lot of people are moved on, and the people are still playing. That've been playing a while. That's not everybody who are just coming in, but people who've been playing a while. It gets kind of boring, upset, man. You even see it with streamers and content creators. You get stuck in that hole. You kind of want to get out, and it frustrates you.
And probably people are going to think I'm crazy for even suggesting this, but maybe you'll understand by the end of the little rant. The first thing I want to say is that Destiny is still, and actually is even more so, a great game. It's even better than it used to be.
What?
And that's what's going to turn heads. People
It
are
is.
like,
It
are
is.
you kidding me? But let's talk about like what is Destiny for a second. It is a looter shooter PvE PvP combination where you can play different activities, take the armor or the weapons that you earn from different activities, bring them into other activities, and even more so than that, you can use fragments through different subclasses on different characters, combined with different armor perks, combined with different weapon perks, combined with different artifact perks, to have quite literally an endless combination of possibilities. And that
They get that from MMORPGs. Never forget it. Never forget it. The most long-lasting games that have been around in the gaming community are MMORPGs and Destiny 2. stole heavily from it, and that's what separates Destiny 2 from a lot of uh, looter shooters. Let's say like Borderlands 3. I hate to break it to you, but 5 years from now, Helldivers 2 will not be as populated as right now. But that's cool. It's a great game. Much respect. I'm happy for people who play it. I'm happy people love it, but it is what it is. That's just my prediction. But yes, Destiny is a great game.
That's not even the best part about Destiny. The best part about Destiny is the gunplay. I mean, go play other shooters out there. For whatever reason, Destiny has absolutely killed it, and Bungie's always killed it with how gunplay feels
Bungie,
in their games. And
I've been playing a lot of old
people
Halo.
have
So
the
great.
false narrative of saying that Destiny is a terrible game. It's not. It's fantastic. But for a second, let's talk about maybe why it feels terrible to so many people. And I'm not gonna lie to you, it feels a little bad to me too. But that's not on Bungie. We're gonna get to Bungie in a bit, and all
I'm
the
liking
things
how this
that
is
I
going,
think
I'm not
they're
gonna
kinda
lie.
doing incorrectly. But for now, we're gonna focus on something
This
different.
might
For
be
now, let's
like
focus
a
on
pretty good
us,
video.
the
I might have been
community.
missed it.
Bungie isn't doing anything wrong here. It's our expectations that are currently incorrect. Imagine you have a favorite food, a favorite restaurant even, and you go to that restaurant and order the same thing every single meal, not even every day, just every meal. You love it at the beginning. You like it by week 2. You're
Right.
okay with it by week 3. By week 4, you
You
probably
hate it.
can't stand this anymore. Now, you wouldn't go to the manager and get mad at them that meal you
Gotta
ordered
find something else to
30
eat.
times,
I've been saying this
90
day
times,
one.
whatever by now isn't appealing the way it used to be. It's the same kind of system here with Bungie. I genuinely believe that 9.5 years after the launch of Destiny 1, the majority of the frustration related to Destiny 2 just comes from overplaying it. So many people in my Twitch chat will come in after a year or two of taking a break and will talk about how much they miss the game and how much they love it now that they're back. I've even taken a big break from Destiny and come back to it multiple times throughout my career. And when I come back to it, it feels fresh and it feels incredible. This is gonna hurt my viewership on YouTube. It's gonna hurt my viewership on Twitch. I don't care. If you feel this way about Destiny, you feel tired of it, bored of it, frustrated by it,
Find another
stop playing until final shape. Go play.
That's 100%. I totally agree. I am doing this. I'm still logging in and like getting certain things, but 100% go explore those games that came out last year. Some of the games that came out this year, like Helldivers 2 or Power World, or catch up on Baldur's Gate, Armored Core. Play those games, man. Check in with Destiny every once in a while. Maybe you might find some cool bright dust like shaders. Maybe run a PvP match here or now. Collect some exotics you don't have, but right now, Destiny 2 should not be your main game, and I think that Bungie kind of expects that. And don't let these people fool you with the numbers and stuff, because a good chunk of people, including myself, are not logging in every day. The numbers aren't going to look as good, and Bungie expected that with the final shape being delayed, and we should expect it too.
Play a different game, take a break from gaming, do something else. This game that you once loved probably still feels just as good to you if you just took a break from it and took a step away from it. You come back to it a few months later, I bet you that same spark is reignited, because this game, the gunplay, the abilities, the endless possibilities, the ridiculous number of activities to do, it's still phenomenal.
Yes.
We're just a little bored of it. And realistically, it's more than just being bored of it. It's also very directly related to the community. And what I mean by that is the community not only drives PvP, but also if we have a bunch of friends who are playing Destiny, it's going to be more enjoyable to be playing Destiny. When you've got a big group of people texting each other, Discord pinging each other about the raid, about weekly resets, about doing nightfalls, it's going to get you more excited too. This isn't even a Bungie fault. We're going to get to Bungie stuff soon. But again, this is just a natural 9.5 years after Destiny comes out, 6.5 years after Destiny 2 comes out, people are going to leave the game. People are going to lose excitement for.
Honestly, you can't tell me a game that's been out for as long as Destiny 2 that people have not actually been bored with. And the prime example, that's the game that's been out for, I mean, almost, we're talking 15, going on 20 years, is World of Warcraft, man. It's an MMO. I mean, Destiny 2 is not MMO, but it takes a lot of things from like build crafting and stuff. But, dude, people, the smash on World of Warcraft all the time, but it's still vastly popular. And even the state it is right now, there's like 4 different versions of WoW. People like not really feeling it. It's just retail is like devil's bane to some people, but it still pushes forward, and people are still looking forward to the new three expansions that are coming up. They kind of took a cue from Destiny 2, I'm not gonna lie, but they're all gonna kind of run into each other, similar to like uh Beyond Light, Witch Queen, Lightfall, Final Shape. These next three are doing that with WoW. Um, but yeah, it's just hard to find a game that's been out a long time that people don't get sick of or don't nitpick. It's impossible almost.
For the game. And in doing so, your friend group that plays, they're probably going to not play as much. And also the PvP community, what once was a pretty populated player base allowing for quick matchmaking, little lag, way less sweaty matches that probably bother you. There's going to be way more lag, way longer matchmaking, way more
Sweaty.
sweaty matches.
Oh.
So that's going to make the game feel worse too. So it's a combination of boredom, but also just the community slowly but surely sort of bleeding away, leaving it less, I don't know, there's just less of a strong community. And this is natural, but it's still a pain point and a point that frustrates people. And I think that they unfairly talk about how horrible Destiny is just because of the very natural pain point that is the decreasing player population and the decreasing community as a result. Now let's talk about Bungie real quick.
A quick note on that. Yes, the player population is decreasing, and like there's symptoms like that, Grenadier Jake said. But honestly, a population is still relatively healthy. Like, just think of this, right? Skull and Bone just came out. Skull and Bone would be ecstatic if they had the numbers that Destiny 2 has right now. You feel what I'm saying? It's not. It's all relative, essentially.
In a couple of ways that I think that they are sort of fueling all this and making things worse than they need to be. One of those ways is that they sort of prey on the nostalgia that we have for Destiny and the emotion that we have from all these, whether you've been playing for 3 years, 6 years, 9 years, whatever, our emotions from playing for so long and being a part of a community
Agree.
for so long. I don't know how many different times in trailers, in interviews, or whatnot, you have people on the mic telling us who we are so excited and so thirsty for new content, telling us that the better days are ahead. The best Destiny is still to come. This feels a little bit predatory to me, and it also leads to some false hope that, oh my goodness, Destiny's about to be so good, and therefore when it doesn't match our elevated expectations, we turn towards them in anger and frustration. Bungie.
This is true. He's exactly true. I'm not sure if he's going to touch on this later on, but there is also the thing that they're not gonna downplay their product. No business ever downplays a product. So I mean, it's just part of the game.
Bungie doesn't maybe recognize this, but chat, YouTube, friends, Destiny's never gonna be as fun for you as it used to be. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news. Maybe 1 out of 100 of you are gonna actually have this not be the case, and somehow, some way, Final Shape's gonna be more fun than you've ever had in Destiny. But the best Destiny days are behind us. Not gameplay wise necessarily. I believe that they continue to make little quality of life updates here and there.
Right.
And the game actually, probably gameplay wise, is improving as we go. But something that's unstoppable, that Bungie can't do anything about, is the newness factor and the nostalgia factor. We look back to 9 years ago or whenever it was you started playing, and they feel like the good old days. All your friends were playing, your community was playing, the game was fresh. You'd never tried a shooter like this where you could get stuff from PvE or PvP and apply them to different builds and use them in different places and grind for specific roles and specific weapons you haven't gotten, or perfect armor builds or whatever. It was exciting to you, and that excitement was part of what made Destiny so good. It's never gonna feel that good again.
I this is just in my humble opinion. He is correct with like a slight caveat. If you could make an ending that is epic, I think that could like kind of counterbalance that first time feeling, because you get a conclusion to an epic saga that you've invested a lot of time into, and that weight comes off your shoulders. And I think that's a real awesome feeling. Like, yo, we did it. We did the thing, right? If they execute that in the Final Shape, I don't know, but I'm I'm not gonna say they won't do it.
You're never going to be able to recapture that excitement again. And I don't want to sound like a negative person. I'm just trying to be realistic. Bungie preys on that a little bit by telling you that the best days are yet to come. And then we, the community, often listen to that, assume that they're telling us the truth, and get really upset when we play that new DLC and it doesn't feel as good as it used to. So I'm going to get to the next big thing that I believe Bungie is sort of doing incorrectly here in a moment. But first, I want to take a quick pit stop and sort of talk about the trajectory of Destiny and what I believe Destiny will look like for the next few years. This problem that we sort of feel at the moment as a community of either being frustrated with the game or there's a lack of a player base or whatever it might be leading up to final shape, it's only going to be worse in a year. What I'm about to talk about is not factually sound, but as somebody whose career is very much based around Destiny, and as somebody who hopefully has demonstrated the ability to be very logical and reasonable about things, hopefully you can trust that I have put a lot of thought into this, a lot of analysis into this, and have really looked deep into everything that Bungie's given us. So hopefully this opinion comes with a little bit more weight than maybe somebody else. But if not, that's okay, disregard. I'm almost sure that we are about to get our last ever big DLC, our last ever
I don't think
big
so.
raid. And although they are kind of teasing about
so.
this idea of episodes kind of continuing forever and people just coming back every 4 months to check out the new stuff in Destiny, this feeling that we have leading up to the final shape of, oh my goodness, we need this so desperately as a community, I think this is the last time we ever get it. 2024, which does mark 10 years that Destiny's been out,
Yep.
and they did
Mission
promise us
accomplished.
10 years originally. I believe this is the last year that we will ever really have Destiny as we know it. And Bungie's not really being honest about that. They sort of
Like I can't really disagree too much because you know, like you said, he's like financially tied to the game. But my counteract is that basically that Sony brought Destiny 2 with Bungie, and Destiny 2 was Bungie's only money driver, and we're talking billions of dollars, right? I think really it comes down to is two factors. I think it's either the strength of the numbers of players that are still willing to like to purchase things and be excited for a DLC post the final shape, like 2 months afterwards, and maybe even three. Um, and the success of Marathon. If Marathon flops, which it's definitely a possibility, just hearing like kind of like the stories that have been going on around about an extraction shooter. Everyone's trying to do extraction shooters now, but if Marathon doesn't hit, I think they don't have any choice but to fall back on Destiny 2. I feel like Sony is trying to make Bungie into something like Activision Blizzard. Why else would you acquire something for billions of dollars if you're not going to try to make multiple games? Destiny 2 is a great game, but it's not worth 3 point whatever $billion. That's another reason why I can see them like refreshing, maybe making a new campaign and being like, yo, we did a whole graphics update, we did a whole new story. They would pretty much refresh it, pretty much start over, possibly start development in Destiny 3 if Marathon flops and the other IP that comes out isn't looking too hot. They have nothing else to rely on. And Sony has pretty much said that, yo, if Destiny 2 isn't really working out, we're taking the reins of it and we're plugging our own people into Bungie to make sure these things kind of work out. But, I mean, he probably has more knowledge than I do. That's just the information I know. Let's continue.
of dance around the idea and they make it sound like Destiny's going to go forever, or not forever necessarily, but that they're continuing year after year after year after 2024 to build on Destiny. And while they may be planning to do that, it's not going to be the same Destiny that we have known and expected for the last 10 years. That big annual DLC is necessary for how many of us play and envision Destiny. Without subclasses coming out, without big new raids, without all this excitement, there's not going to be many people returning for these episodes. Maybe episode 1, maybe episode 2, but realistically, by mid-2025, I can almost guarantee you that the Destiny play
If they're going to continue on with Destiny by episode 2, they'll have already ads out for whatever big major thing that's going to come out if they're going to continue on with it. So that's just my.
Player base is going to be a minuscule percentage compared to what it is now. And again, this is not me trying to be negative. It's just me trying to read through the lines of everything they've given us and everything they told us, and Marathon coming out and all that other stuff going on at Bungie that we've heard with layoffs and budget cuts and all of this stuff. Reading between the lines of all of it, this is the last big DLC. This is the last raid. I really wish that they would be honest with us about that and set our expectations correctly. Otherwise, a year from now, in early 2025, the anger and frustration from the Destiny community is going to be 10 times worse than it is right now. I would love to have the final shape be this wonderful conclusion for what has been a 10-year incredible journey in Destiny. I would love for all the OGs and all the people along the way who joined to come together one final time and celebrate the end of an incredible 10-year journey.
Okay. I, if there is anger in a community because there's not things being released, that means there is a demand for it. And if there's a demand for it, if the demand is big enough, if he says it's like he says it's gonna be 10 times worse, that means there's gonna be a lot of demand for more content. And if there's demand for content, they're gonna make it, man.
But I'm fearful that's not what's going to happen because they're sort of playing on our emotions by selling this idea that episodes will continue the Destiny experience for years to come. Again, it's not factual, but I can pretty much guarantee this is it, friends. As far as we have known Destiny, this is the last year it's going to be the way that we love it to be. And honestly, I want to be wrong. I want to be wrong. I'm almost sure I'm not. Maybe one day in the future, Bungie will make a Destiny 3 or sell the rights to it for another company to make. They did something similar with Halo. Because this is a definite, wonderful community of people that at this point may be fragmented in all kinds of different places, but they have an opportunity to create a game years down the road that all of us will come back to. One day they probably will make a Destiny 3, but I don't see that day coming for a long time.
No.
To end this rant
like 4 years from now.
Recording for 4.5 minutes before I get on to the biggest problem I have with Bungie. Man, I'm doing this all with no script, by the way. No preparation. I just took a shower and was thinking about, I should record a video talking about this stuff. This is all pretty much one take. Anyway, to conclude it, I think I've said everything I need to say. We'll move to the next segment about some issues I got with Bungie. All right, well, here's where things get a little personal and the whole story related to Bungie. My biggest personal issue with Bungie and where we are currently as a fragmented community is their inability to tackle the cheater and harassment problem in Destiny. And you might be thinking, oh my god, here he goes again, or like they have an anti-cheat, what's wrong with it? But here's the problem. The anti-cheat may catch a few things, a few people here and there, but so many people cheating, whether that's hardcore aim hacking, wall hacking, whether that's Cronus's or Zims giving bonus aim assists and all kinds of crazy stuff they do that I don't even fully understand. People are getting through, and a lot of people.
Anyways, so he's talking about cheats. He's talking about hackers. These points are correct. I'm not sure if he's going to touch on this a little bit more in the future, but the thing is, every game pretty much has cheaters, and Destiny 2 is not special in that regard. I could pull up some stats right now, which I might do if I edit this out a little bit. Actually, Bungie's been on the forefront of trying to get cheaters out of games, and they have multiple lawsuits out on multiple companies against cheating. It's just, cheating sucks, but cheating is in the fabric of video gaming. Cheating has been around in video games since I was a kid, right? And I'm not talking about like cheat codes. I'm talking about like things like Game Shark, where you take a disc out of the PlayStation and you put the Game Shark disc in, and then you have like these ridiculous hacks or whatever. The difference is now is that there's a lot of cheating in multiplayer, but when you have major big titles, cheating is gonna increase because people are gonna be willing to pay money to other people for accounts to get that special loot. I mean, look at games like Warzone, Battlefield, even Halo. All these games have major cheating issues. I think I don't quote me on this, but maybe games like Valorant and Counter Strike just feel like there's a lot of cheating because they're really good and it's a really precision based shooting game. But even they have their own problems with cheating, and as much as you combat it, there's always going to be new people, new ways to kind of attack the system. And I would give more how would I say, I would probably push. I would probably agree with him a bit more if Bungie wasn't actively trying to get rid of cheaters. It's just it's just a part of the game. I don't know what else to say. It sucks. It just sucks, but it is what it is. Even games that aren't like PvP focused have cheating. What can you do, man?
I do as someone who plays 3v3, streams it, and gets harassed by these people specifically sniping me, targeting me, watching my stream to match against me and cheat against me and ruin my carry. While you may not experience it as badly as I do, anybody who's playing PvP, even on console where Zims and Cronuses exist, they're dealing with cheaters on a much more frequent base than they should have to. And the reason I'm so frustrated with Bungie here, I understand that many video games are dealing with cheaters, and that it's not necessarily a Bungie problem. They have a lot of creators, I'm gonna raise my hand and say I'm one of them, who does everything they can to take down the names of people who are cheating, of people who are harassing, and provide as much evidence as possible as to all of the terms of service that they are breaking, and then hand deliver them to people who specifically work at Bungie for these things. Yet, month after month after month, these same people who've been either terrorizing me or terrorizing the playlist or whatever, they're still playing. People from Bungie aren't actually taking action on things that should be extremely easy to take action on.
Okay. I commend him for doing that. I do. Let's
And
just go
that is
for it.
what is
Let's
so
go for it.
frustrating
Let's go for
because
it.
as a PvP streamer, I'm constantly seeing my Twitch chat, which is full of people who play or used to play PvP. I'm seeing that frustration minute after minute. Someone's complaining about losing their flawless card because of a cheater. Maybe.
Okay. Forget whatever I was gonna say before. There is an issue with cheaters and having PvP loot that is hyper exclusive. When I say hyper exclusive, I mean only top tier players get this loot. And that's what you have with Trials of Osiris. And when you have things that are coveted, especially with things that are PvP based, people are going to cheat probably a little bit more than a normal game because there's more incentives to do so. Um, People want to get those immortals, you know. People want to get the new whatever shotgun that's in Trials. People want to get the new rocket launcher or whatever it is they come out with that cycle. The new igneous hammer with the origin perk. You know what I mean? People want these things, and people are willing to buy it. That's the thing. There is a market for cheating, and when you have things that people want, the market is going to grow, and they're going to try to fulfill their clients' requests. Essentially, Trials really needs to be reconstructed. I think that there needs to be some way where you could get loot easier. Um, Maybe like you go flawless and you get like some cooler stuff, but nothing that can affect the game in a major way. Like having uh, not too long ago, like Immortal was destroying PvP, right? Yeah, if you're not good enough to get it and you're willing to pay for it, people will take your character and or buy cheats just to get that weapon. It's just supply and demand. It sucks, but they kind of need to disincentivize Trials a bit.
Maybe they quit Destiny entirely because they just can't handle getting to 3 or 4 wins just to match a cheater and lose all that progress they've had. People are fed up, they're tired, and one of the biggest reasons that the Destiny community is as depleted as it is, especially in the PvP world, is because of Bungie's lack of ability to actually take action on these people that are so easy to discover. Not only are streamers hand feeding them to the people at Bungie who have requested them, but anybody with even just a little bit of an idea could use websites, could use, I mean, I would think there would be algorithms or AI for this, but you could look up stats and quite easily pinpoint people who are not legitimate. Maybe somebody at Bungie could work on this and actually help their community.
Another issue about the cheating, though, is that there is a major skill gap. I'm not trying to like show for Bungie. I'm just kind of just letting you know my experience. There is a major skill gap between players who played the game for 9 years and people who played it for like 1 or 2. And I'm pretty sure they get flooded. Maybe Bungie maybe needs to do something like more productive towards this, but people get mad and they can't recognize what a cheater is. I'm not saying Jake can't because he's experienced and he knows what you're looking for, but there's definitely people who report people who aren't cheating, and that kind of bogs down the process, you know? Like that last banding that they had, that one ban where they banned like thousands of people, like many of those people are innocent. It's just that people they get reported because people don't really haven't been playing the game that long and they don't understand what's the difference between someone who's skilled and someone who's cheating. I don't know if you need to have a course for cheaters, like how to spot a cheater. I doubt many people are gonna go look online because a lot of the times when people get reported, it's more of like emotional reaction, and I doubt people are gonna be like, "Oh, Lady Ifrit's shoes 969," and then like go look it up, like go look up their trials report or something like that, right? I doubt that. I think they just get mad and report them, and then move on with their day. All right, that's it.
Imagine just looking every week at the top weekly KDs in Trials of Osiris. Oh, the top guy's got a 30.0. Let's look at him. Oh, he's only played 2 matches and he went 15-0 both times. And okay, it's actually fine. Next guy's 29.8. Oh, he's played 100 matches and his most killed with weapon is a heavy weapon. Okay, so he's got infinite heavy. Oh goodness, let's deal with that. Next guy's a 19 KD. Whoa, dude, he's got 600 kills with Cloud Strike and a 99% headshot ratio, and he made his account yesterday. That's kind of a problem. Things like that wouldn't be hard to do, but no one's doing it. Bungie, I'm gonna say this directly to anybody who's listening. I will pay for the salary of somebody to do the job I am describing right now. If you have no money, because that's been a thing we've heard from Bungie, is that they've got budget issues and they can't.
I'm not saying there's not cheating.
I will
it's just
finance this. If you want to hire somebody,
I think it's a little more
manually review.
I think the issue is a little more complex than what he's saying. Like I said, he's a streamer and he gets sniped. It's a little more complex than that. But if there's issues like that, like I haven't really dove into it. I've looked into cheating in Destiny 2 a lot, but I'm not good enough to, or popular enough to be screen sniped or be able to pick out every single cheater that I see.
Trials of
So he's more the authority on this than I am, even though I do know of some articles of Bungie actually going forward and suing companies and pressing charges against people who are actually actively, like companies are actually providing cheats for players, essentially.
Osiris and any PvP accounts that are flagged by a lot of people or who statistically are just wildly improved compared to anybody else. If you want to manually review that and hire someone to do it, I will pay for it. That's how serious I am about how easy this would be and how much it would help the Destiny community. There's a lot of false narrative out there about me thinking everyone's a cheater. For anybody who's actually watched my Twitch for
That's what I was gonna say when I was like, there's a lot of social media back and forth with Jake reported people that aren't cheaters, or at least they're claiming they're not cheaters, and it's like a drama thing, like once every 2 weeks if you just go on the Twitter. And I'm not even on Twitter like that. Sometimes I just scroll, and it's not hard to find.
For more than 1 or 2 matches, you probably know that that's not true, but for all the people on Twitter who love to just believe the pitchfork garbage, most likely for every 95 to 96 people that I am sure is cheating and say is cheating and is indeed cheating, there's maybe 3 or 4 who I get incorrect. And I will admit that's not good. I should probably not call people cheaters unless I'm 100% sure that they are. But there are always clips of the one time I got wrong that blow up versus the 99 I get right that don't. The point I want to make here is I'm not the one I don't want to take responsibility for banning the cheaters. I don't want that job. But having some unbiased person review people who are being flagged by many people, whose stats way outmatch anybody else's, whose accounts are brand new, who maybe used to be a 0.4 last season and now are a 4.8. Things that just don't make sense. How is nobody at Bungie doing anything about it? It actually infuriates me that a loyal community of people who have been playing their game for 9+ years, spending money on their studio year after year, showing undying loyalty to their game. It drives me crazy that Bungie wouldn't just do us the tiny bit of service of having one person manually going through and therefore probably cleansing 80% of the freaking cheater problem in Destiny. And sure, these cheaters will just make new accounts. They'd still have to pay for Lightfall or whatever the newest DLC is to play Trials. These cheaters will just do more account recoveries. Sure, there are some very not intelligent people who give their accounts to cheaters who are saying, the cheaters are saying, hey, we'll get your account flawless. Just give us $30. We'll log in. We'll go flawless for you. We'll give you back your information. Well, they changed their password. They go flawless while cheating. That's now their account. That's going to dry up. If they keep banning everyone doing this, the pool of accounts these people can create and get are going to dry up. So that excuse of like, they'll just get a new account doesn't make sense. Bungie needs to take action on these people. There is extremely clear and easy ways for them to do it, yet they refuse to do it. It's killing their PvP community. It's just absolutely infuriatingly in the face of all of us who've supported their game for so long. And it's the biggest problem I have with them. I want to make this clear too. Bungie's a giant company.
Okay, if he has experience, what he's talking about, if there's people who are still active with those kinds of stats, yeah, they should be taken off. I think there's a bigger issue with PvP. One was the trials thing I just ran down, and another is just the lack of maps. Come on, man. You can log into Halo right now. There's a zillion maps. It's ridiculous still. A map pack, I'm gonna get it, but it's just like, it's not Forge. These people created Forge. Anyways, let's keep going.
I don't know if it's 1,000 people, 1,400 people. I'm not sure, but it's a big company. I don't have issues with everyone at Bungie, and I probably get misquoted and misinterpreted too often by just using the term Bungie too freely. I'm probably talking about 1% of the people at Bungie when I say things like this. All of the devs who worked their ass off, DLC after DLC, update after update, I respect them so freaking much. Those devs work hard and they create an incredible game. I am a huge fan of the vast majority of Bungie, but whoever's in charge of security, I don't know who's in charge of it, but whoever is, I've got a problem with you. Whoever still works in the security team, I've got a problem with you.
Easy Bear?
And realistically, whoever's at the top of Bungie managing all this, I have a problem with you. That's where my problem is. I can't believe nothing's being done, but tip of the cap to all the devs who worked their ass off. I don't want any disrespect towards you from me or any of my viewers. And honestly, that's it. Unscripted ranting. I hope it made sense and was good to sort of take it all and bundle it real quick.
One more point before I let him close out his thoughts. I think too is that there's the PvP community has never been in the forefront of Bungie's like ever really. They just got a dedicated PvP team. Like I don't know if the Joe Blackburn update that was around, he kind of revealed that. So PvP's always been kind of placed on the back burner, and I don't think that, I guess this is his personal big problem, but I don't think that fixing PvP is on top of Bungie's list of things to do. It sucks because PvP, I think, has the most replay value, but most people play PvE, and I think they're trying to get more people into the raiding experience. That's why I don't think it's gonna be the last raid. Last statistics I saw, it was like 11% of players ever have done a raid ever, and that's kind of like where a lot of people fall in love with Destiny 2. So I see more focus being pushed on that. They need to fix PvP. I think that's the most gameplay revalue, but what can I say, man? I don't run Bungie.
Destiny is still an incredible game. We just might be a little bored of it. Take a break if you feel that way. Come back to it. You might be surprised by how good it is. Whether you love Destiny still or not, come back for Final Shape. Although Bungie's not making it very clear,
I agree.
it's pretty obvious to me that this is their last big bang for Destiny.
Disagree.
If you've ever been a big fan of Destiny in the past, do not miss Final Shape. It's coming out June 4th. Here I am basically advertising for Destiny, but as a huge fan and player of the game, I want to see the community come together for the Final Shape and enjoy it as what it should be, a wonderful send-off before Destiny
Should be a celebration, yes.
As we know it. Thank you for watching, everybody. I appreciate you making it all the way through the video. If you made it all the way through, not only thank you, but second of all, leave a comment. Let me know how you feel about Destiny, how you feel about Bungie, which points I made that maybe resonate really well with you, which points I made that you disagree with. Is there anything I missed that you think is a really important topic that I should have hit? Whichever comment catches my attention the most, I will send a $50 Amazon gift card to. So incentive to drop a well thought out comment in the comments. I will send a $50 Amazon gift card to whoever's comment I think is the most well thought out best comment. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you. Still a big fan of Destiny. Hope it gets better in Final Shape as far as the community and the player base and maybe the cheating. Later.
All right. All right. That was a vid. You did miss one big thing that Bungie needs to rectify, and I think they will after Final Shape. We love I love Destiny. A lot of people love Destiny. We want to share this experience with our friends, but the new player experience went from bad to worse, and it needs to be rectified. I think that is the biggest thing Bungie needs to get right. It's a major hurdle. A lot of the players right now are just nostalgia players. Some people, they try the free thing and they get into it, but it shouldn't take like 4 or 5 hours to get into the meat of the game. They should have at least kept the Red War, and that when they sunsetted something, they should have at least kept the Red War. They need to rectify that. If that means bring back the Red War, cool, or make a whole new beginner experience. Maybe even have like a divergent storyline where it's like your guardian coming in, like you just get rezzed into like this crazy universe, and things are crazy right now. And no, like the actual guardian we play as, like us original people, aren't existent. It's just like a fire team took out like Tanix or something like that, and to place more emphasis on the new light. New light experience sucks. Overall, pretty good video. I agreed on most of it. I thought I was gonna agree with a lot less than I did. But yeah, grade A Jake, man. Class of his own, man. He's grade A. He's grade A, dog. What else can I say? Anyways, thank you. Like I said, like, subscribe, man. This new video is gonna be super poppin'. Besides that, just have a nice day. Peace out, y'all. Till next time.